What's up? What's up, everybody? We have some crazy new news for the new Summoners War game, Summoners War Lost Centuria. First things first, I think this is the biggest one to note, is that this is not an RPG, which we kind of briefly discussed that it's a real-time strategy game, but no, seriously, this is a real-time strategy game. This is not an RPG. They did a dev commentary video. They just put out a dev commentary video on the actual gameplay of the game, and some of the most shocking things is that, like, first off, if you're worried about runes, if you're like, oh, is there gonna be runes, is there gonna be summons, it's not even an RPG. It's a card game. For all intents and purposes, it is a real-time strategy meets card game. Think of Hearthstone meets Clash Royale. Seriously, that's the gameplay of the game. It's Hearthstone meets Summoners War meets Clash Royale, basically. That's what it is. There's 3 runes on units. Units have 1 skill. It's crazy. Let's take a look at the actual dev commentary together, and we'll see what it's all about. So the whole thing is in Korean, so they're not really saying anything in English. Anything in English is at the bottom of the screen. Let's just watch it, and then I'll talk alongside, because of course I will, because I have to ruin everything that they say by just talking alongside of it so no one can pay attention to what they're saying. So it's a timing based. First things, it's a timing based game. It is not you take a turn, the enemy takes a turn, you take a turn, the enemy takes a turn. I mean, I know Hearthstone is kind of like that, where you take a turn, the enemy takes a turn, but again, it's more like Clash Royale kind of gameplay, where you're both battling at the same time, you're both doing things in real time. It is not turn-based. It's everything happening at the same time. You cast skills, and then your opponent can interrupt your skills and counter. 8 versus 8 real-time battle game. Let me take a look. I want to see if there's anything cool that we didn't already see. We basically saw all these units, except, is that an Imp Champion? I think that's an Imp Champion. And then that looks like Ciara and a Verti. Oh, Verti looks very different here. Okay, and we see Paladin, and can we see a little bit more of the characters over here? I know I'm ruining it by pausing every 5 seconds. I just want to see like a little... I think I see a Hellhound Inugami. I think actually we might have seen that picture in the other video. Requires both physical and mental strengths. Unlike the turn-based battle, skills are casted at the moment you use. And the opponent can instantly respond to your skills as well. Like interrupts, right? Like in a card game, how they have interrupts. Or, again, Clash Royale style of game. Not that Clash Royale is the only style of game in that genre, but it is very similar to that genre of gaming, right? But it's not like completely like just like Clash Royale in the sense of like, oh, it's just going to be another Clash Royale clone and it's going to die. It's very much a mixture of the Clash Royale style, which has been a proven style, but also it innovates, and it's kind of like, I mean, Clash Royale is kind of like a card game because you do play cards in that game as well. They're talking about counterattacks when you can interrupt your opponent using their skills, depending on the timing of the... Oh yeah, they also mentioned right here that depending on if you use the skill immediately, it has one effect, and if you use the skill a little too late or a little too early, it kind of plays a little bit differently. Like you may be able to interrupt more effectively if you're very, very quick. Which could be good, could be bad. Bad for people like me, where I like have terrible reflexes at this point. We see Chisun, which is always good, right? Oh, and then some monsters target things in the front row or target the DPS units just automatically, right? So a lot of the monsters in the game, again, they have 1 skill. The monsters have 1 skill. They have 3 runes. 1 skill, 3 runes. They didn't want to make it all about rune farming, right? So the monsters will basically just auto attack whoever has, based on how you have them set up. They'll auto attack either the units in the front row or the DPS units. So here we see a Hraesvelg doing a counter skill. We see some more of the Rakan, which we already saw in a previous one. We have 1 skill per monster, which is crazy, right? So you see Lucian, amputation magic. All he has is amputation magic. So we can't complain about like, oh, the AI is like, he doesn't use amputation. No, it's just always going to use that same skill. 3 runes can be equipped to any monster. Yeah, there we go. 3 runes. No more worrying about, I mean, is it still, I feel like there's not really rune farming. Yeah, they want people to actually battle instead of farming, which is crazy, which is something I never thought that I would see Comptuous actually say. So this is another thing, is you have spells for you. Not only do you have your monsters, your 8 monsters that you play on the field at the same time, but you also have spells that you can use throughout the battle as well. The more I find out about this game, the more I don't know, the more I like it. Unfortunately, because I'm like, Countess, I don't play any more Countess games. I'm like, the game looks like it's interesting though. I gotta say, like, I'm glad that it's kind of not just like exactly like this or exactly like that. It's kind of like a mixture between several different successful models, and I really think that it might actually do pretty well. I want the summoner to join the battle. Yeah, it's mostly about gameplay. It's mostly about gameplay and not about farming. So, or that's at least what it's looking like right now. So, yeah. It's looking pretty nice. I gotta say, I'm pretty excited about it. I don't know if I like that I'm excited about it, or if I don't like that I'm excited about it. But yeah, I'm pretty excited. Short playtime of about 2 minutes, so 2-minute battles. Maximize the fun of playing an RPG. It's not farming. It's just gameplay without farming. So once you play it, you won't. No. Trust me. I think I will regret it, Contrast. I know my wallet will regret it like 2 years later. I'll be like, how much should I spend? Jeez. But the gameplay does look. It looks solid. For me, it looks solid. I like card games, and I do. Even though I don't play Clash Royale and I don't play games like that, like anytime I dip into some of those games, I'm like, I kind of like the gameplay style of it. So, so I think that just a mixture between those different genres, those different styles of game, I think I don't know. I feel like it's gonna do well. I feel like it's gonna actually be some good gameplay. So, again, I don't know if I like that I like it, or if I am mad at myself for liking another Com2uS game and wanting to actually play it. So anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below. I will leave a link to this video that they posted, but basically we just already saw the video. The only thing that we skipped out on is we muted it so that you could only hear my annoying voice instead of the Korean speaking Korean, right? So anyway, that's it for this one. Just wanted to recap you on the new dev commentary video that just came out. Are you guys excited about it? Are you guys more excited about it or less excited about it, knowing a little bit more about how the gameplay style is? Hope you guys enjoyed it. That's it for this one. I'll see you as always in the next one.